All my just strong on they patching. You already know. Popping. Ain't no stopping me now, steady rocking. Watch them hate on me now cause I'm locked in. Watch the hate on me now cause I'm popping. I ain't stopping.
And the New York Giants are the Super Bowl champs.
What's going on, Giants fans, NFL fans, sports fans? Back up in the building. You already know who it is. GNATION Inside Sports, Big Blue Crew Sports Network, here with the New York Giants Our Way podcast. What's going on, Pat?
Man, not much. Ready to talk some Giants football, man. Our Way podcast. You know we're going to talk the New York Giants our way. We're just going to give you the real, man, about these New York Giants subjects, man. So, Lou, what's the subject for the day?
Well, this week, week 1, MetLife Stadium opener, Giants versus the rival, Dallas Cowboys. Primetime game, 8:20.
Prime time.
Two rookie cornerbacks, Deonte Banks, Trey Hawkins, will be going against Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
The two rookies have what it takes to keep these receivers under wraps.
It just depends on the pass rush. And what I mean by that, man, if we're sending blitzes against this team, Deonte Banks and Trey Hawkins are going to have to grow up real quick. Unless they put a Dory Jackson on the outside against CeeDee Lamb, if they feel that the rookies are not ready to, be on the island with those guys. I like the Trey Hawkins Michael Gallup matchup. I think he locks Gallup down. I don't think he's that tough of a cover for him. But the matchup that I will be a little bit concerned about is CeeDee Lamb versus Deonte Banks. Only if they make Deonte Banks travel with them. Because when you look at the Cowboys offense, they put CeeDee Lamb in motion and in the slot, so you can't put hands on him at the line of scrimmage because he does not like that. If you look at the film, he don't like to be bumped at the line of scrimmage. He does not like strong cornerbacks. And Trey Hawkins and Deonte Banks are very strong cornerbacks. You better look up the film if you don't believe me. It's just that Deonte Banks won't be able to put hands on CeeDee Lamb if that's the case. And if he's traveling behind him, if Dak Prescott has time, he's going to put that ball to where CeeDee Lamb can get it. And it wouldn't be that bad if Deonte Banks was making a quick tackle. But if CeeDee Lamb breaks a tackle, it could be very, very bad for this defense.
That's the only concern I have with the rookie learning curve. I know that both of these guys have the skills to be great DBs in the league. They flashed it already in the offseason and in the preseason. But you still have that rookie learning curve, and these veterans know how to exploit that. So I'm looking for McKinney to be a leader as the safety on the field. I'm looking for the guys that have been here, Adoree Jackson, to communicate, and McKinney and Belton. Pinnock has flashed pretty good, but I think McKinney and Adoree Jackson are going to be a key component of the communication on that field.
Yeah, I truly believe that, Lou. You make a very good point. When it comes to our secondary, you got to look at our secondary. Deonte Banks, rookie. Trey Hawkins, rookie. Pinnock, first year starting. Adoree Jackson and Xavier McKinney especially, is going to have to take command of that secondary because those guys are very young. And with McKinney previously having green dot experience, that's when you have the microphone in your helmet and you calling the plays. He's going to have to be a field general for that backfield because they're very young. And as much confidence I have in Trey Hawkins and Deonte Banks, I don't think they're ready to travel. And what I mean by that is following CeeDee Lamb across the field. That's going to be an issue because CeeDee Lamb, as much as I can't stand those Cowboys, you have to give CeeDee Lamb his respect when he's in the slot. Pause. Because when he's running those routes, when he's running those option routes, when he's running those stick routes, when he's running those little amoeba routes that I call, when he's getting across the field with great speed, and when he catches the ball,
route, the same way they used to use Beasley,
yeah, and he's like 6'1", 6'2", able to do that, and he's just a force when he catches the ball. He's going to make somebody miss. He's not a receiver that's going to go straight down. So
Yeah, he always gets his yak.
Yeah, Dory Jackson. If CeeDee Lamb goes to the slot, I kind of want a Dory Jackson to be there and guard him. Now, the thing that we're gonna have to talk about is: do we blitz the Cowboys, or do we depend on our edge rushers to get the pressure? This is why I made that video about Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau. One of those guys has to
I
step up and be a force. Go ahead.
I need to see this defense create pressure with just the front four.
Right.
I need to see us play get his ass, pause, with just 4 defenders, not sending the whole house. Because of the simple fact that we have 2 rookie DBs. So if they throwing something intermediate or coming out of the backfield, I need my linebackers to be aware of that so that they can stop it. Because if they're blitzing and you throw them little intermediate routes right behind the blitz, it's always a big chunk play, if not a touchdown. So you got to make sure that you are accounting for all the threats on the field, and your front four has to create pressure. And I'm only saying I think Dak Prescott is so worried about Trey Lance breathing down his neck that he's going to be antsy and skittish. He might make some throws early. He might take some chances that he normally wouldn't, just because he's trying to outplay the rookie in his mind. You know what I mean? In his mind, he's like, okay, they didn't got him to replace me. I need to step it up. I might, you know what I'm saying? And I think that'll factor into it a little bit. And if Wink can dial up the right blitzes at the right time, not just blitz all game, but blitz when it's necessary, and get pressure with the front four, I think we can force Dak to throw some picks.
Yeah, I think he truly will throw some picks if we're able to get pressure with our front four. And when we do blitz, maybe we send 5, maybe 6, and keep 5 in coverage, or send 5 and keep 6 in coverage. But when we get to start sending 7, 6, 7 people on blitzes, that's going to open up a lot of things if we're not making it immediately. And that's going to allow CeeDee Lamb to get in the middle of that field, unless Adoree Jackson locks up like he was last year before he got hurt. Now, if he's doing that in the slot, pause, I'm very confident Deonte Banks can guard Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup. Same with Trey Hawkins.
Yeah, forgot about Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, so if we're sending people out there and we're not getting pressure, and we allow those receivers, Brandon Cooks as well, and CeeDee Lamb to operate, yeah, it's hard to guard somebody like Brandon Cooks on option routes, and the quarterback has 3 to 4 seconds to throw the ball, and you're not moving him off his point. It's hard to guard CeeDee Lamb on one side of the field, and he's running all the way to the other side of the field because he's not
to that
slow.
coin, though, because we got pretty much the same thing. It's hard to guard Paris Campbell and Jalen Hyatt and Sterling Shepard at the same time. It's hard to account for Darren Waller and Saquon Barkley. You know, the same thing could be said. You got a lot of speedsters on the other side too. So this might be a game where it turns out to be a shootout, like that old Drew Brees and Eli Manning game, that 49-42 shootout with the Saints and the Giants a few years back. That was one of my favorite Giants.
Right, but if we're going to keep it real, we have a lot of question marks on the offensive line, and the Dallas Cowboys pass rush. Yeah, I mean, right tackle position too. We got to see what Evan Neal is about. Is he ready for DeMarcus Lawrence this year?
He about that business.
Is he ready for Micah Parsons if he goes to that side? We got to see. So, I mean, it can be a shootout, but I think their gun is a little bit loaded more on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to the pass rush.
My hot take. Evan Neal mushes the heck out of Micah Parsons. Get your little self down, sir. This week game.
I would love to see it.
He's going to give him the Derrick Henry stiff arm. Ice up, son. Ice up.
And he's going to have to do that, or we're going to have to change to the game plan that we were last year, sending chips with Barkley or Breida or Gray, who was ever back there. Send chips to Evan Neal's side. And then
beat Neal badly last year.
Man, like a drum. And it was so quick. Every time we didn't put a running back over there, DeMarcus Lawrence is in the backfield partying. And I mean, let's be real. Now, Daniel Jones has gotten better, with his pocket presence. But if he's
yeah.
getting beat that fast, I don't care who the quarterback is. Unless you Michael Vick in his prime, you're not getting away from that. And then what if Glowinski's not playing up to par? You know what I'm saying? So there's some issues that I can see in this game forming. I still believe we pulled this game out 31-17 with ease. But I'm not going to sit here and act like there's not issues that we can go into this game. And
Oh, facts.
the
Listen,
very issue. Go ahead.
the Giants and the Cowboys is always tough games. Even when we've had seasons where we both have losing records, they're still hard fought games because these teams know each other very well. There's bad blood there. There's history. There's rivalry, and they always give it their all. So it's it's one of them games that make football fun. Even if you're just a new fan watching for the first time, it's one of the games that'll make you love the sport. You know what I mean? So I look forward to it every year. I look forward to it this week coming up. And I expect a hard-fought game. I expect them to come out and bring their best because that's what it is. When we play these division rivalries, whether it's Washington, Philly, Dallas, once upon a time, the Arizona Cardinals used to be in our division, and those used to be hard-fought games as well. So, I look forward to it, even though I can't stand most Dallas fans. I understand we just cheering for a team. It's not that serious. I don't want to fight none of them or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I look forward to these games.
Now we've been talking about the disadvantages that we have, and I think the only disadvantage that we have against the Cowboys is our offensive line versus their pass rush. That's a disadvantage. I don't care how you chop it up. That's a disadvantage. That's green check mark Cowboys. Now the thing that I believe we have advantage on our defensive line against their offensive line is Isaiah Simmons. Remember, Zeke Elliott is gone. So when we send Isaiah Simmons in there and that running back has to block because we're blitzing, who's going to block him? Pollard? Pollard ain't going to be able to block that man. He too little. Deuce Vaughn? Deuce Vaughn is 5'3". He's not going to be able to block him either. So I can see Isaiah Simmons posing a little bit of a problem on those blitzes. If we put him on Thibodeau's or Ojolari's side and we send him in there, you already see.
You said Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. Who gonna block him? Because they're running backs. He's not blocking anybody. So that could be an advantage for us. And Dak Prescott is not as elusive as he used to be. He wasn't that great of an elusive runner in the beginning.
You said Deuce Vaughn to block him. Oh my God, I wasn't ready.
Like he's like Kevin Hart size out there. It's not gonna work. And he's going to get to Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is not as elusive as he used to be. So that's an advantage that I can see on our defensive line. Now, this could very easily turn into two quarterbacks running for their lives in this game. One, because they can't stop our blitz, and two, because Evan Neal may not be able to handle DeMarcus Lawrence again. Who knows? But I do know this. With our weapons this year, it will be different. Because if he gets that ball out and Paris Campbell catches that ball, he's going to make some people miss too.
Yep. Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, Darren Waller, Sterling Shepard if he's healthy. If not, Darius Slayton.
Yep.
Who's also another speedster. I mean, we got depth now. We got guys who can kill you with speed. All DJ needs is 2 to 3 seconds to survey the field.
Now, if our offensive line does step up and give DJ time, they're in trouble because we have too much speed for them this year. Now, Trayvon Diggs has to respect just about every receiver that's on him, unless he lines up against Isaiah Hodgins, and Isaiah Hodgins can hit him with a double move easily because he's going to try to jump the route thinking that Isaiah Hodgins doesn't have, speed enough to do a double move. Yeah. So if we get time, I can see Jalen Hyatt getting wide open plenty of times in this game because their slot corner can't do nothing with either one of our slot receivers. That's why they have to get the pressure. That's why Micah Parsons has to play out his mind. That's why DeMarcus Lawrence has to play out his mind on that defense. Because if you have speed on that team, they have a lot of guessers in that secondary. And Jaron Curse cannot guard Darren Waller one-on-one. And if you do that, Waller will have
it's
a
a
huge
wrap.
game.
Yeah, he gonna eat.
So
and then when they try to double him up, that's gonna leave Campbell open or Hyatt open or Bellinger open even.
That brings me to my point. They cannot blitz us because we could get the ball out too quick. You don't want to see Barkley on the screen.
Yep.
You don't want to see Barkley on the screen if we catch you in the blitz. And you don't want to be blitzing and we get that ball to Paris Campbell and make somebody miss a tackle. That's 20 yards, 30, 40, 50 yards waiting to happen. Touchdown if you ain't careful. And I don't think they can blitz us. So if Evan Neal does his job against DeMarcus Lawrence and Andrew Thomas does his job against Michael Parsons or whoever they put over there, they're going to have an issue with this offense this year because nobody can keep their eyes on Daniel Jones the whole play anymore. And if you man up and somehow you do stop all our receivers out there, you're not spying anymore because you have to bracket Waller. If you put one-on-one with Waller, it's over.
It's a mismatch every time.
Yeah, it's a mismatch every time.
You can't
so
just pin your ears back and try to stuff the run anymore.
Right.
So now it's a problem because you have three fast receivers and a fast tight end who's just as much of a threat as a receiver, plus a running back who is a utility.
That's the point that I was making. That running back position, you have to keep somebody watching Saquon Barkley, whether you think it's a run or a pass. And if it's a pass, that takes one defender away. You have to put him on Barkley because if Barkley catches that ball, it's a wrap. Because if you got one-on-one, he's going to beat. You're not bringing him down one-on-one. 9 times out of 10, he's going to make somebody miss. And that's an automatic first down. So we have mismatches against this team. And if our offensive line blocks, I don't care who the team is this year, you're going to have a serious issue stopping this offense. You're going to have to play one hell of a game to stop us. But the only way that we're not going to be able to be a dominant offensive team, unfortunately, if that offensive line does not block. Yeah, that right guard and that right tackle. I promise you, if those two guys hold up, and like you said earlier, if they're a top 15 offensive line, I think we got a top 5 offense because we're too fast. We are too fast off the line.
Speed kills and defense wins championships. And guess what? We've got both, baby.
So if our defense is getting you off the field 3 and out, you get a first down here, but then it's 3 and out again. Oh, you get a field goal. Well, we already got 21 points because we've been having good field position all game. And we've already proven with last year's roster that we was good in the red zone. So what makes you think that we ain't going to be just as good this year in the red zone with this offensive lineup? Put us on a 40-yard line this year. Let us stop you on 3 and out. You punting the ball from the 15-yard line this year, and you punt that ball messed up. We're already at midfield. Go ahead and do it this year and see what happens. Put a tired defense out there on the field with this offense this year.
Don't listen to him if you want to win, folks.
Right.
The Giants.
Go ahead.
Playing, man. I look at it like this. I'm not worried at all about these 2 rookie cornerbacks.
I'm not worried.
I think Wink is going to dial up the right blitzes at the right time. I don't think he's going to overload these guys with blitzes because we have a lot of new guys on their defensive front. They're still learning their playbook for the first time. So I think you're going to see a balance of 4-man rush and blitzes strategically. And I think that's the perfect recipe to beat this team. I think our man-to-man and press coverage will suffice against these guys because they don't have no film on this version of the New York Giants. Last year's wide receivers and this year's wide receivers are completely different. There's no footage for them to study on what we're going to do this season. You know, we have footage of their playbook and their players and their guys. They have no film to study on this team. So I think that gives us another advantage that people aren't thinking about or talking about. You know, but that's just a little bit I wanted to put out there for these guys, man. I'm not gonna run this video too long. I got a lot of stuff to do. Still working out some minor kinks and stuff for the Big Blue Crew block party. But you guys make sure you go subscribe to Big Pass Sports Talk. You know what I'm saying? Co-founder of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button for myself. Go check out Classified 3F with Joe and give him a subscribe. 1/3 of the co-founders. You know what I'm saying? And leave your comments, thoughts, opinions, and ideas in the comment section. I'll always get back to you. Share this video. Hit that thumbs up. Don't be a ninja watcher watching from the shadow realm. It's absolutely free to support the cause. Costs you nothing but a second to hit that subscribe and that thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a ninja watcher. But until the next time, man, y'all already know what it is.
Peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.
Wait. Go check out the merch underneath the video. Check me out, GNATION Sports Shop, Shopify. And go check out Big Pat Sports Talk Sports Shop as well, man. Go cop the merch. Copy an 11 and 6 shirt, a Big Pat Sports Talk shirt, a GNATION hoodie, a Blitz Squad hat, a Blitz Squad hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Put it in your cart. Support the family. Y'all already know what it is, man.